Michigan Magazine is kept on the road by our many Michigan friends. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, what began as a crazy idea among 9 police officers to purchase the historic Clare City Bakery quickly became an international phenomenon, carrying on a Michigan tradition with delicious donuts, pies, pastries, breads, original coffee, and more, plus a full menu at the new adjacent Traffic Stop Diner. Downtown Clare, a winning combination, Cops and Donuts. Discount Foods Downtown Mayo. Find national name brand foods and merchandise at sharply discounted prices. Shop the smart way and please the family without breaking the budget. Discount Foods Downtown Mayo. Clemix Sales and Service on Mapes Road, west of Mayo, your complete recreational vehicle sales and service connection. Visit their beautiful showroom of new and pre-owned ATVs, lawnmowers, power equipment, snowmobiles, utility vehicles, and more. Clemix Sales and Service is also the home of the American-made Victory motorcycle line on display at Clemix on Mapes Road, Mayo. Hi, welcome to Michigan Magazine. I'm Barry Stutzman. Glad you could join us as we take a look at where we've been over the past year. Our travels, inspired by you, our viewers, have taken us to places we just couldn't imagine. It still amazes us how literally undiscovered this state is to its citizens. At times, it's just plain jaw-dropping. Each week, we take a look at what's out our own back door, down those unexplored country lanes, or the secluded two trails that take you deep inside Michigan's heartland, and visit with those artists and craftspeople who ply their talents unsung and unheralded. We try to turn the spotlight on them and give them the stage and recognition they so deserve. Many of our faithful viewers over the past 20-some years know exactly what we're talking about when we say we haven't yet scratched the surface of the talent and inspiring stories Michigan citizens have to tell. Besides the people, the natural beauty of our inland waterways, our forests, and yes, our mountains are some of our best-kept secrets. Secrets we intend to celebrate and pass on to you, as long as you don't keep them to yourself. So sit back and relax and take a look at what we have compiled over the past year as some of our favorites, and be prepared to discover more in 2013 here on Michigan Magazine. Stay tuned.
Vacation. Don't make the planning of it more than what you're trying to get away from. At northernmichigancabinrentals.com, you can choose from over 2,500 cabins, cottages, lodges, resorts, lakefront vacation home rentals, and more. Whatever experience you're looking for, from rustic to luxury and everything in between. No more rustling with telephone books. No more endless internet searches. Just one site with over 2,500 Northern Michigan destinations. northernmichigancabinrentals.com.
With the beginning of a new year comes hopes of a better tomorrow for everyone, and for some Michiganders. Changing direction in midlife is a common theme among those we visit. As we travel the back roads, we find more and more people are making it on their own, doing something they love to do.
Near the rural Presque Isle County community of Posen, just off of M65, you'll find a picturesque log farmhouse surrounded by acres of rolling meadows. Many of those acres dedicated to gardens of flowers and herbs. The adjacent barn and greenhouse also houses countless other plants in various stages of growing and drying. These annuals, preannuals, and herbs will eventually make it to the creative hands of the Taratutas. Netta and her husband Dennis. For 25 years, the Taratutas were in the dairy farm business, but out of necessity, they found themselves having to change their direction dramatically. That change eventually resulted into a business called Handmade by Netta. The dairy farm soon took on the look of one big, beautiful garden showplace. Step inside their home and a virtual wonderland of wreaths, dried and freeze-dried flowers, handmade by Taratutas, will astound you. You'll also find a fantastic display of other items crafted by other local artisans. We were drawn down their country lane not only by the beauty of the gardens, but by something else in the air. You'll see the Taratuta Farm is also known for their delicious homemade bread, baked from an old family recipe handed down to Netta by her mother.
From Posen to Mount Pleasant, Michigan Magazine has been known to follow their noses when delicious Michigan food is concerned, especially when it's hot home-cooked off the grill. To some, that could be a chore not worth the time or effort, but thanks to the ingenuity of a Michigan man, it's gotten easier and a lot more fun, adding to that great summer grilling tradition here in Michigan. Tom Simon of Bay City has invented the Grill and Pal. The Grill and Pal is designed to prevent dangerous grill flare-ups. by diverting excess grease and oils away from hot coals and open flames. It also makes for a more healthful way of cooking favorite meats as well as vegetables on the barbecue grill. Today, we were in for a treat as Tom invited us to experience the Grillin' Pal firsthand.
Barry, these are Reuben brats from one of the meat markets here in Bay City called Meats and More. And these other brats are from Jack's Market. And as you know, when you're grilling, for most people, grilling brats is about the worst type of thing, that once the casing splits, you've got nothing but fire. And this product has been designed to channel that grease into the front and be able to remove it with simply a paper towel. This will prevent that grease from going into your burners on some even your more expensive grills will have problems with fires and flare-ups. And this product has been designed to do that, and we're going to cook primarily with the grill closed. So I got two different type of brats. These are the Reuben brats. These are the beer brats from Jack's Fruit Market in Meat Market in Bay City, Saginaw and Midland. And these are seasoned chicken breasts. And the size of this unit, Barry, is 17 inches long by 12 inches wide. It's what I call its family size, so it's designed to hold quite a bit of food for the average family. It's going to cook faster because you're cooking with the grill closed. You're not worried about the fire and the flare-ups. So this is designed to cook with a lower temperature of fire than what you may be used to. And then simply observe the grease. If it starts to build up in the front, we'll remove that with a paper towel and tongs. That'll keep the grease out of your grill and stop the fires. Keep your grill clean. These are the beer brats. These are the Reuben brats. And a couple of nice-sized chicken breasts. So as you can see, it holds a lot of food. Let's eat.
And that's exactly what we did. Joined by Justo, my grandson Joe, and our own Johnny on the spot, John Skidmore. We can always depend on inventor Tom Simon of Bay City to keep the taste of Michigan on the front burner through his Poultry Pal and now the Grillin' Pal. Thanks, Tom. We've discovered new and exciting projects being planned for the coming year here at Michigan Magazine and statewide. Here at Michigan Magazine, we've ventured into the world of handicap accessibility with our new segment called Make It Happen with Dwayne LaForge. And we've spotlighted new business ventures sure to stimulate the Michigan economy, like Cabela's Michigan expansion. Stay tuned, more on these two stories as we look back at 2012 here on Michigan Magazine. Michigan Magazine is being brought to you in part by Randy's Restaurant and Bakery, downtown Rose City. Freshly baked daily, cookies, breads, pastries, donuts, homemade pies, and more. Randy's has a full menu to tackle the heartiest appetite, including pizza and hand-dipped ice cream. Taste the freshness and savor the good times at Randy's, downtown Rose City. Hale Hardware, your do-it center at Hale, Michigan. Much more than a regular hardware store, providing everything you need for whatever your project is, along with a knowledgeable sales staff to get her done. Serving Northern Michigan since 1946. Hale Hardware, south of M65 at Ainsley in Hale. Rose City Drug, just south of the Rose City city limits at 2640 North M33. Featuring a state-of-the-art, completely automated, and extremely accurate computer-filled prescription process.
Here at Rose City Drug, we're a family-owned and operated for over 20 years. We offer fast and friendly service, and we always take the extra step to make sure your needs are fulfilled.
Michigan Magazine has always been a big promoter of the state and its natural resources. We urge all to get out and enjoy the bounty that surrounds us. Sometimes that may not be as easy as it sounds for some Michiganders whose mobility is challenged. This past year, we've started devoting segments to try and bring attention to our country's physically challenged through segments hosted by a Michigan family who face those challenges on a daily basis. Dwayne LaForge and family of West Branch, Michigan are on a mission. The mission is to make it happen for the physically challenged. After a tragic motorcycle accident that nearly took his life back in 2000, Dwayne woke up from a coma with a traumatic brain injury and the realization that he lost his left leg. After more than a decade of physical and psychological therapy, Dwayne and his family are hitting the highways and byways to bring attention to the plight of the physically challenged. So instead of struggling over a decade within the system, Dwayne LaForge vows to get answers for you or someone you know that's physically challenged to get back to living and enjoying life, to make it happen now. Dwayne and family are meeting and talking with those having problems and with those having the answers, in hopes that everyone has the opportunity to explore Michigan and to live a life of making it happen. So stay tuned in the coming months. One company that's making it happen in Michigan we've spotlighted in 2012. It's not only handicap accessible, but also creating new jobs and bringing much needed excitement into the Michigan economy. If you're a true sportsman or sportswoman, when you say we're heading to Cabela's, you know you're thinking to yourself, what have I got planned today? Can I come? Well, Cabela's is what many consider the Disneyland of the outdoor sports world, from hunting and fishing to boating and camping. When you pull into the extensive parking lot in awe of the mammoth sculpted fighting bears of Cabela's in Dundee, Michigan, you know you're in for a complete immersion into an exciting world experience. At this point, the sad thing about Cabela's in Michigan is the fact that there is only one location, Dundee. Quite a drive for those north of Saginaw or west of Grand Rapids. But you noticed I said at this point, because we're happy to learn of good news coming from the Cabela's team. A massive expansion project is underway. 2 new Cabela's are under construction in Saginaw and in Granville to open in 2013.
Our state is rich in the heritage of hunting, fishing, and outdoor activities. And we've seen folks from all over the state come into our store for the past 12 years. And we've heard over and over and over again, boy, I wish you had a store here. Well, now we will.
There you go. That special feeling is expanding in Michigan come 2013 with new Cabela's stores in Granville and Saginaw. And you viewers outside the state, their mission continues beyond our borders. So keep an eye out for the amazing American company and its expansion. In our journeys this past year in Michigan Magazine, besides discovering Michigan's dynamic present and future, we've also explored the history and the mystery that's formed our character and uniqueness. We visited resorts and getaways that have caused its guests to pause, take a breath, and relax, or it's transported them into the past to become a part of its history. Such was the case with our numerous visits to the historic, renovated Canyons Resort near Lupton, a favorite northern Michigan getaway and speakeasy of the notorious Purple Gang. Current owner Barbara Goodboot took us on a journey into its questionable past via a personal tour one day that made us pause and question as to whether past spirits may still have a hold on this historic hotel and resort.
This right here is, I'm going to take you up. Now this again, short ceiling, short steps, so watch your head right through here. All right. This is Suite 13.
Any hauntings, perhaps?
Well, the one thing most people, I don't try to tell anybody, you know, if you don't believe in ghosts, that's okay. I didn't. Uncle Jim didn't. Lots of us don't. Lots of my employees that have worked for me never did. However, you spend a little time at Canyons and pretty soon you become a believer.
Let's go to Jacktown, to Fishtown, Ypsi and Kazoo. Let's go to G-Rap and the Sioux. Let's go to Cereal City, Christmas City, Tulip City, the Capital City, the Motor City. Let's go to cities and towns that aren't like other cities and towns, and they've got the nicknames to prove it. Let's go to the cities and towns of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
The one thing most people, I don't try to tell anybody, you know, if you don't believe in ghosts, that's okay. I didn't. Uncle Jim didn't. Lots of us don't. Lots of my employees that have worked for me never did. However, you spend a little time at Canyons and pretty soon you become a believer. When Jim Jones died, the first thing I did was I came up here. Auntie Jean Ann, which was his wife, and the kids, called me up, and I started in the attic, starting going through all of the belongings. I come across a lot of their belongings and belongings of owners from the past and whatnot. Very long story short, we started feeling things up here. It was getting kind of intense, you know, a little bit creepy. Just pulling out all of these things that people had hidden and for so long and thought nobody would ever find, kind of stuff, you know. And I hauled a lot of different things, like old clothes and stuff that were still in decent shape and whatnot, to the downstairs hotel level so that we could donate it to Salvation Army. And that kind of opened up a can of worms. All of a sudden, we started having a lot of issues around canyons. We had little sightings of different things, and at first everybody was kind of afraid to mention it to each other, what they had just seen. And then it became too obvious because two people would see it at the same time suddenly, and you'd see these little misty formations, you know, or you would take pictures and there's all these dots in the background. Sometimes you hear voices or something touch you, you know, and we have this one ghost that particularly likes Uncle Jim. He likes to scare Uncle Jim when he goes past the dishwasher. I don't know what that's about, but you know, the dishwasher will tend to make these big pop noises like somebody had just slammed the side of the stainless steel, and it echoes, you know. And it only happens when Uncle Jim's there. My accountant, Liz, and I, we used to stand in the kitchen and say goodbye, you know, and the pots and pans would start swinging a little bit for no apparent reason. There's no air on, there's no window open, there's, you know, strange things like that. And you can only blow off so much, you know, until you have hotel guests that start coming up and telling you. I had room 18 rented out, and I had a couple of people that, I won't mention their names, but they were highly upset that I didn't disclose that in advance. And so from now on, I do tell people, whether you believe it or not, that's up to you. But I do want you to be prepared. If you stay at canyons, you may have visitors. I have 2 or 3 rooms that are extremely active. Let's just put it that way. But they are friendly ghosts. I have very friendly ghosts.
Our visit with Barbara Goodboo and our tour of historic canyons was intriguing and, at times, raised the hairs on the back of our necks. Nothing really unusual happened to us as we went from room to room filming. Nothing unusual, I say, meaning what we experienced has happened before. While filming one of the bathrooms that had most of the original plumbing still there and operating, our camera stopped working and our batteries went apparently dead.
My camera just cut off suddenly. Hold on.
Then, after leaving the room, the camera mysteriously came to life, to which Barbara told us,
it happens to almost everybody that has video cameras.
It is a fact, though, that wherever you travel in the state of Michigan, the spirit of Michigan remains alive and thriving no matter where your roots come from. Michigan is a melting pot of countries and traditions, and if the old country still beckons you, it could be not that far of a drive. When you dream of Scandinavia, your dreams are of the romantic locations of Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Finland, and Iceland. Far away from the Great Lakes, although it's thousands of miles away, Michigan has a large population that can truly call this area of the world their homeland. In our previous visits to a place called Punzel's in the Buckley area near Traverse City, we found that the culture is truly unique in their food, heritage, and lifestyle, both very intriguing. It was with delight that we discovered another Scandinavian adventure in the southern part of Michigan recently opening with a virtual potpourri of authentic and hand-picked products. It's called Sweet Anne's Boutique and is located near Baldwin and Clarkston Roads, about 6 miles out of Clarkston in a rural setting. Now the southern part of the state has access to those wonderful Scandinavian treasures thanks to a husband and wife team that actually travels there to scour the countrysides to bring back to Michigan authentic gifts and food. Owners Ann and Ron Bentley are the most gracious hosts, telling us that not only Scandinavian gifts and food may be found at Sweet Anne's, but also unique classes in Swedish language and culture is taught weekly. From Clarkston, our journeys today on our whirlwind tour takes us to places one can only imagine, whether it be special events at the Michigan Magazine Museum or into the kitchen of one of our viewers. Every week is a new adventure just out our own back door. From Cornish pasties to Amish blackberry pies, or hot Swedish pancakes and fruit soup. How about some Native American fried bread or corn soup? Or how about some fresh homemade sauerkraut from the crock? Like Michigan weather, if what you see is not to your taste, wait a while. You'll probably find something eventually that you'll fancy. With those words, we remind you that says it all for what we do each week. Something is bound to strike a note of interest to you as we sail around this Great Lakes state. After all, we're spotlighting your friends and your neighbors, shining the well-deserved spotlight on their talents and dreams come true. We thank you for joining us these past months and hope you'll continue to discover, as we do, that there's so much more to life just down that country road or city lane. It'll surprise and amaze you as it does us us each week on Michigan Magazine. We wish you the best of years ahead, and thanks for being a part of our memories. We'll see you here next week for another edition of Michigan Magazine. Happy New Year, everyone. So there you go. Now you know a little bit more about what's off the beaten path in our fine state. It was fun looking back at some of our past shows. 2013 lies straight ahead with more discoveries and adventures. Remember, we'd love to hear from you. If you have a story for Michigan Magazine that deserves the spotlight, don't hesitate to contact us. You can call our studio at 989-272-5606 or drop us an email at michiganmagazine@gmail.com. You can also write us at Michigan Magazine, Box 503, Rose City, Michigan 48654. Also, be sure and follow us on Twitter. You'll be the first to know of our travels and special Michigan Magazine news and offers. We'll see you next week and every week in 2013 here on RFD TV. We'd like to thank all those that help keep Michigan Magazine on the road. Jerry's Joint at West Branch, and with the best burgers in town. Jerry's has a full menu, but when you order the burgers steaming hot, they're made the way you like it. Stacked time, made to order. Add fries, and you've got a complete meal. Jerry's Joint of West Branch, home of the best burgers in town. The Art of Amalia Jonas is at the art store near Lupton, Michigan. Stop by her gallery or visit her online to purchase that perfect masterpiece or sign up for private lessons. Begin your journey in the world of art by capturing the inspiration around you under the personal direction of Amalia Jonas at the art store. The Michigan-made rebounding mailbox pole. Never again worry about the winter snowplow taking out your mailbox with this ingenious rebounding pole. Your mailbox takes a hit and keeps coming back year after year. Call now or visit their website, toughmailboxes.com. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare. A winning combination. Cops and Donuts.